Hello, I'm Mike Valentine here at Headquarters on Purpose. I'm the founder of the School on Purpose, and we're about to do some work with Corey uh, using a situation in his life and the idea of living on purpose. We're going to do what's called a butt reduction worksheet. I'd like to live on purpose, but. And so with that, we'll just go right to work. So Corey, if you start to describe the situation you'd like to work on, just let the movie play in your mind. What is it you'd like to use the worksheet to make a shift to purpose?
Today, Mike, and I was actually thinking about it on the way home today, actually, as one of the situations that I'm actually going through right now is finishing a portion that has to do with my master's degree right now. And what that entails is taking a really extensive exam. There's one additional science exam that I have to take, and now there's another additional math exam I have to take. And what I intend on doing is taking that exam and passing that exam. And you know what's coming next. But I feel like I feel like I'm going to fail the exam. I feel that I am not smart enough to pass the exam. I feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it's not a full judge of my character and my worth and my work.
Yep.
And I feel like I can't afford to take another exam. But I feel like I can't afford to take another exam. And
Okay, so if you look at this, so there's the situation. There are two exams coming. You've got some stress about them. You've got obviously some buts and some shoulds, ways that you think you should be different. So independent of passing or failing, if you could look back on the exam, let's say you get through it and you pass one, you fail one. But if either way, you look back and you handled it a particular way, how would that be? So just describe like how you'd like to bring your best self to the exams.
Bringing my best self would entail me doing studying, preparing myself mentally, doing the flashcards that I have here, doing the practice exams, really going into it with a clear headspace, and accepting headspace, and a really positive mindset. That's what it would look like, and if I play that in my head.
Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna kind of almost mold your words a little bit into an intention, if that's okay. So it sounds like it could be something like, I would like to take the exams being prepared, focused, clear, and positive.
Yes.
Okay, you're going to write that down on number 1 on your butt reduction worksheet, and I'm going to show people what we're looking at. This is the butt reduction worksheet that Corey is working on. And what we just did was look at a situation that was activating doubt, worry, or fear for him. And then we created a heartfelt intention. You got it written down?
Yeah, almost. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now what I want you to do, Corey, is read Number one, your heartfelt intention out loud. And then I'm going to walk you step by step through the next 6 parts of the butt reduction worksheet.
Okay. My intention, I would like to take my exam going into it with a positive, confident, and clear headspace.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what are the buts?
But I can't afford to take another exam.
Okay. Write that down in red ink. So as Corey's doing this worksheet, number 1 is filled out in blue to show the creative part of his mind. And number 2 is completed in red. He'll actually complete 2, 3, and 4 with a red pen. And then we'll switch back to the creative part. So, but I can't afford to take another exam.
Nope.
Okay. What's the next period? Now write but and tell me what the next one is.
But I'm not smart enough to pass.
Thank you. Write that down. But ... I am not smart enough to pass.
But this is a waste of my time.
Mm-hmm. Write that one down. But this is a waste of my time.
But this does not showcase my ability to teach a classroom, or this does not, but this does not show who I am as a teacher.
Yeah, but this doesn't show who I am as a teacher. Uh-huh. Write that down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes, I don't know if you're at that place, but sometimes you'll feel it come, the butts seem to come in waves.
Yeah.
So if you imagine like you're heading out to the beach, that might be the first wave. And now you kind of settle between waves, kind of the drop, and if you read the intention again, you'll probably see the second wave. So read the intention out loud again.
I would like
look
to
and see. Yeah.
my exam going into it with a positive, confident, and clear space. Headspace.
Okay. What are the buts?
But I don't have confidence in myself.
But I don't have confidence.
But I have too much going on instead.
Yep. But I have too much going on instead.
But if I take it and pass it, they'll figure out that I'm not really good at teaching anyway.
But if I take it and pass it, they'll figure out you're not really good at teaching.
Yep.
That's backwards, right? But they're trying to prove that how good you are at teaching, but that's still what you think.
Yeah.
That's worthwhile. That's really valuable. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, so there's a but if I pass it, then they're going to figure out I'm not a great teacher. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, now you want to prod around a little bit, like kind of look back and go, all right, if I were, if I were borderline making some up, what else might I see? What are the, you can kind of feel that's probably the second wave. And now there's kind of like, all right, well, what's in the back end of this? Is there something there? This ego can be malicious. Is there one or two that, you don't want to admit or you'd rather not see and certainly wouldn't want to say out loud?
But I don't know if I even want to teach.
Right. But I don't even know if I want to teach. Like you're protecting being a teacher, what kind of a teacher you are, the image of yourself as a teacher, and down there in the bottom of the butts, you don't even know if you want to teach.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you to look one more time. Is there one more down there? One nasty old gnarly butt. All butts belong on paper, not in your teaching, not in your relationships, and not in your mind. All butts belong on paper. Is there a gnarly old stinking butt down there?
But I'm not good at taking exams.
But I'm no good at taking exams. Yeah, you can start to feel, Corey. That's kind of like you can feel like a solemnness, like a sense of doom, an ominous kind of way of thinking and seeing things. And now you'll go to the next part and you say to yourself, when I think these buts, I feel. And these are usually one word at a time. You might even look at the first but and go, well, when I think that, what do I feel? So let's try that with the first one. Just say the first one out loud again.
But I can't afford to take another exam.
Okay. And when I think that, I feel. What words right there?
When I think that, I feel unsettled.
Unsettled. A word that's not really a feeling, but often comes up with money in our culture is broke.
I feel poor. I feel broke.
Poor. Thank you. Broke. Yeah. Yeah. So now you get the drill. Just go ahead and do it with me out loud. Read the butt, say what you feel and write it. Just kind of work that out.
But I'm not smart enough to pass. When I think this, I feel stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is a waste of my time. When I
Mm-hmm.
think this, I feel worthless.
Mm-hmm.
But this does not show who I am as a teacher. When I think this, I feel feel lost.
Hmm. And with loss, I don't want to project a feeling, but with loss often comes lonely, sad.
Sad.
Again, I'm fishing if they felt depressed.
But I don't have confidence. And when I think this,
Stay with it, Corey. You're doing good. You're doing good.
I feel alone. I feel
Hmm.
low. I feel disappointed.
Hmm.
When I think this, I feel unsure.
Hmm.
But if I pass, they'll know I'm not good at teaching. And when I think that uh, when I think that I feel I feel alone.
More alone, loneliness. Yeah, this is really good. So, but I'm not good at teaching. And when I think I'm not good at teaching, I feel alone.
And it goes back to feeling worthless on that one.
I feel alone and worthless. Write that again. I feel worthless. Emotional honesty is your ticket to freedom in this, and you're doing great work. Uh,
Thanks.
we're going on a fear hunt.
Yeah.
We're going to bag a big one. So you're seeing it, and I think it's really valuable the way you're looking, and you're looking from uh, uh, looking at it, witnessing it, observing it. Um, when so the ego's insane. A mind of fear, doubt, and worry, insecurity is an insane mind. It takes a sane mind to see and admit that. And so even though you're going through the emotions, you're still in that part of the mind that is sane. It's the creative self rather than the critical self that can actually look on the critical self. And each time you do that and you're emotionally honest about that, you get a little clearer. There's a little less grip of the ego's thought system, and you claim your freedom. And again, emotional honesty is the key in this practice. To put it down, that's why I said, write it again. I'm worthless, and really, kind of deliberatively and consciously look at, I feel worthless. Most of us believe that, uh, you know, to look at fear is to give it power, but it's just the opposite. The more we look at fear, the more we see the creative part of ourself that would dissolve it and move back into that wholeness, and that idea of being unified with your whole self. So yeah. So are there any more buts?
Uh,
No. Okay,
no,
let's
no
move.
more buts.
No more buts.
No more buts.
We got all the butts out. We got all the feelings with each butt. So then you look at the next piece, which is when I feel these butts, what I do is, and you want to summarize, I mean, I'm going to fish with you a little bit some of the common ones.
Mm-hmm.
I worry, I obsess, I judge myself, I judge other people, I blame myself, I want to run away. And again, those are just starters. If any of them fit, put it. But you kind of want to scan both the buts and what you feel correlated to those,
Mm-hmm.
and be honest about how you behave when you think that you're not a good teacher, feel worthless. Then what do you do? I mean, you may say, I cry. That might be true. So there's not a right thing to put here. There's just whatever you actually do.
When I feel like this, what I do is procrastinate.
Perfect.
Uh,
Procrastinate.
I avoid. I avoid the people in the situation.
Yes.
Um, I lie or cover up with the lie.
Cover up with a lie, like maybe about how much you're preparing, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, I just did it. I just did it a couple days ago. I
Mm-hmm.
cover up the truth with a lie.
Got it. What do you do about preparation? Do you avoid preparing? Do you?
I avoid preparing.
Yeah.
I busy myself, so I run out of time.
Distract myself, busy
Distract
myself.
myself.
Yeah. What else do you do? I'm just generalizing it. When you think I'm not a good teacher and you feel worthless, along with the other things that you wrote, what do you do? What are your habits? Do you watch CNN? I'm again go fishing. Do you watch CNN? Do you go get a haircut? Do you eat
No,
ice cream?
no, I stuff myself with junk food.
Okay,
I
eat
eat
some junk food.
I eat junk food.
Yeah, eat junk food.
Um,
I don't know that you do this, but this is one I've caught myself doing. I eat junk food and go into a food coma to avoid.
yeah, yeah.
I'll eat.
I eat so
I'll
much.
eat until I'm stuffed,
Yeah, and I'll
and then
feel sleepy, and
then the couch looks good.
I'll watch TV.
Yeah, take a little nap.
Um, I what I do is I'll binge watch television until it's time to sleep.
I binge watch television until bedtime. Now you can start seeing that you can start seeing the default of beliefs, habits, and results the way we discovered and discerned them in the school on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also see why it makes sense. If I think I'm not a good teacher, and then I feel worthless, and then I binge on food until I watch TV, and then it's bedtime. So, well, that would justify that I'm not a good teacher. I didn't do my preparation. So might as well binge on some more food, watch some more TV, feel worthless more, which will prove I'm not a good teacher. And it makes sense to binge on food and procrastinate, or you start to see that whole system the way it works. It's the addictive cycle of the ego. So What else do you do? You're doing good work, Corey. Thank you.
Thanks.
What else do you see? So look again, look through the butts, look at the feelings, and then see if it's right there. It's not, you don't have to dig, but if you just look, you'll see Corey sitting there. It's time to, to prepare himself for the exams, or maybe get a workout so his head's clear, or what do you do instead?
Out of it.
I talk myself out of it. I talk myself out of doing what would serve me, what's healthy.
Yep. That's what I do.
Okay. You're a piece of work, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a laugh of familiarity, not, yeah. I've done one of these today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is the first butt reduction of the day, a much necessary one.
Good enough. So now I want you to read number 1 through number 3. So you're going to read your intention, you're going to read your butts, and what you do when you have those butts and those feelings. I'm sorry. Read your intention, read your butts, read what you feel when you think those butts, and then read what you do. So just everything you've done so far, Corey.
Yeah. So I'd like to take my exam going into it with positivity, confidence, and a clear headspace. But I think I can't afford to take another exam, but I'm not smart enough to pass. But this is a waste of my time. But this does not show who I am as a teacher. But I don't have confidence. But I have too much other stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
But if I pass, they'll know I'm not a good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I want to even teach.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not good at taking exams.
Mm-hmm.
When I think these, I feel unsettled. I feel broke. I feel poor. I feel stupid. I feel worthless. I feel lost. I feel sad. I feel lonely. I feel disappointed. I feel unsure. I feel worthless.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel this, what I do is procrastinate. I avoid people and situations. I cover up with the truth with lies. I avoid preparing. I distract myself. I eat junk food and binge watch TV until bedtime. And I talk myself out of doing what's right and what's healthy.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've done thorough work, and that work will bring you to a place that I would call ground zero. That's what we want. You want to come to the bottom of this situation and to the way you use your own thinking and feeling, judging and blaming to create your pain. And now you just want to, well, you've actually done it. You go through a process of increasing your awareness. And probably now it's like a place to admit it.
Mm-hmm.
I do that. wow, it doesn't have a whole lot to do with the exams. They're not even here yet. I do this. This is my perspectives and my experiences. This is what I use, a system of a human body, mind, and circuitry to create. Is this my purpose? Probably not. And so then the next place is we want to look and see when your intention is true. So we want to now go dig up some evidence that number one is true. So read the heartfelt intention, number one again.
I'd like to take my exam going into it with positivity, confidence, and a clear headspace.
Okay, so let's take the exam out and say, I'd like to live with confidence. Say it without the exam in there.
I would like to live with.
Just say live with, yeah.
Positivity, confidence, and a clear headspace.
Positivity, confidence, and a clear headspace. And now I want you to look at number 4 on the butt reduction worksheet. And now I see, and I want you to look in your mind and find an example, no matter how small, when that was true. I'm going to give you the one that's always there to give me. And now I see my own hand writing this worksheet to get clear. That's always a gimme on the butt reduction worksheet. If you're writing it, that kind of opens the door, and that'll kind of spring you into your creative self. So I'm going to ask a question, then I'll be quiet and give you the chance to look. So now I see I'm writing this butt reduction worksheet. What other examples can you find when that intention was true?
And now I see people depending on my wisdom.
Yep. And can you say specifically who you see doing that?
People I work with and my students.
Great. And now I see people I work with and my students depending on my wisdom. What else do you see?
I see myself living my purpose.
And now I see myself living on purpose. Let yourself have that. Like, this is a different part of yourself.
Yeah.
And now I see myself living on purpose. And now I see myself at the school on purpose for 3 days in a row, going on a fear hunt, seeing what's in the way of living on purpose, seeing the purpose itself. I'm elaborating for you, but
yeah. I'm facing my fear. I'm facing my ego.
Yeah. Yeah, have you been reviewing your card on purpose on a regular basis?
Yeah, every day.
And now I see myself reviewing my card on purpose, learning from my critical self and shifting to my creative self. Every day.
Well, this just flows easily.
It does, doesn't it? It's a whole different feel. You can even feel the difference in the labor of that critical part of ourself compared to the flow of this creative self.
Now I see myself reviewing my card on purpose, starting every day with love and acceptance.
Mm. Mm-hmm. What else do you see? Come on, don't be stingy with the good stuff.
I see myself making steps towards my vision.
I see my vision building.
I see my vision building.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to reframe your language, but yeah.
I like you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. All right, I think you've got 3 or 4 under number 4 now, right? 3
Yeah.
or 4 examples.
Yeah.
All right, now I want you to go right to number 5. It says experience you're seeing. So when I see how this intention is true, I feel. So you look back at those 4 examples. Don't labor it. Just look and see what you feel now when you think of those examples where your intention was true. Name it out loud and write it.
I feel joy.
Thank you. Joy. Write that down.
I am. I am. I feel fulfilled.
Joy, fulfilled.
Fulfillment.
Yes.
I feel invigorated.
Yep.
I feel at peace.
Thank you.
I feel honest.
Joy. Honest. Right? Look at that. That's really cool to see the direct reversal from the critical self to the creative self.
I feel whole.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So go right to number 6 now. As I look into my mind and heart now, I rate my inspiration for living on purpose, expressing my heartfelt intention as and on a scale of 1 to 10, you want to rate your inspiration.
I feel like a 7 or 8.
Okay, make a decision. Is it a 7 or an 8?
I feel like an 8.
Okay, write the number 8 where it says where the blank is, circle it, and write the time, 6:18 p.m.
Yep.
So the reason you write the time is because it's 6:18 p.m. on August 6th.
7.
Is that right? 7.
August
Thank
7th.
you. Yeah, 7th. After about, we've done probably 30 minutes of work, maybe a little more. And that's, you can do it much faster. You can do it in 12 minutes. So you're able to go through a simple process to make the shift from fear to purpose, from critical self to creative self. It's chemo for the ego.
Yes, it is.
chemo for the ego. And it so far, if you do it honestly as you did it, and that's probably the most important thing, to be honest with yourself. If you do it honestly, it seems to always deliver. You know, I would maybe keep working and even ask the question, like I would do maybe 2 or 3 more butt reduction worksheets with the exact same intention, and see if that inspirometer, that scale of 1 to 10, doesn't rise up to a 9 and a 10. And then you know how to deal with it. Like you become a seasoned fear hunter. You become you know, competent and reliable to shift to that creative part of yourself. And it starts to plant that kind of imprint in the mind. You hear that fear, you hear you know, you feel that worthlessness, and you go, oh, that's a but I feel worthless. And now I see. And it really does start to kind of plant itself. And now I see that the exam's not here yet.
Yeah.
And now I see that there's time to prepare. And now I see it might not be that big a deal if I don't teach anyway. And when I see that, I feel joy and peace and whole. And when I feel whole, my inspiration for living on purpose is a lot higher.
Yeah.
So at this point, Corey, mainly what you want to do is, it's a practice. You want to do the practice. And the practice delivers. It brings you to that place of, and you know, if it's ever below a 7, I would say, well, just do another one.
Yeah.
See if it doesn't become an 8. And if the sheet won't hold all your butts, go into butt overload and flip it over right on the back.
Yep.
And there's always another one. And, you know, will the critical self come back? In my experience, so far it does for me sooner or later. But I got a butt reduction worksheet. In the morning when I do mine, which is usually first thing, often that could last me almost the whole day.
Yeah.
I like the mechanics of, you know, I'd like to live with confidence, clarity, and peace, or, you know, my purpose, the way I might say it today. The confidence and the competence to go through the fear to purpose. And you know, I've had some days when the butts didn't come, so I know it's possible.
Yeah.
And the way to the deep blue of the ocean's right through the surf. If you're on the shore, you got to go through the surf.
Yeah.
To get out in the deep and vast blue of the ocean. The same is true about consciousness. If we're on the edge of our fear, we got to go through that surf to get into the deep blue and the calm of that. And this is good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is good work. So, so let's just hear a little bit for you. Is that the first one you've done since the school?
No, it's not. It's the first one for today.
Got it.
Honestly, I haven't been doing enough of them. I think my ego.
That goes under but I don't do enough.
But I don't do enough. But now I see myself completing one now as we speak.
Yeah.
And I feel.
And that's part of it, right? Now I see. I just did one. There's nothing we can do about the ones you haven't done, but man, we can take respect and reverence and notice of the one you just did.
Yes. And I did find myself spiraling down that hole of missing one and missing another, and letting my ego spin that weave of deception and lies.
Yeah, you didn't even do a butt reduction worksheet. Look at you, right? You've missed 2 days in a row now. Look at you, right? You can hear that voice. At this point, that's the most valuable thing, is to recognize it for what it is. Be aware of it. Admit it's running its mouth. This is the ego zoo in action. And ego-rilla and it's the ego's amigos, fear, guilt, and doubt. That's, the exposure of that is the beginning of its end. Fear expands in projection, denial, and confusion.
Mm-hmm.
It dissolves when you expose it. And that's part of the butt reduction worksheet, is put those butts on paper, bring them out in the light. No shadow can withstand the light. So,
Okay.
yeah. All right, Corey. Well, I'm going to say a couple things and then sign off, and I'll see you again in a little while on the phone call, right?
Yeah. Yes.
You'll be on the conference call.
Yep.
So if you're watching this video and you don't have the butt reduction worksheet handy or printed, you can go to onpurposenow.com and answer the 3 questions. Do you want to live on purpose? Yes. Are you willing to see and admit what's in the way? Yes. And do you want support? Yes. And at the bottom of those questions, you'll see a link that says butt reduction worksheet, and you can print it for yourself. So if you use them with friends,
Mm-hmm.
use them until there are no more butts.
Yeah.
What else for you, Corey? Thank you for your
Thank you. I appreciate it.
for your honesty, your humility, and willing. And if other people watch this, the willingness to be of support to them.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thanks, Corey. Bye-bye.